on now, bro. All these pound-for-pound fighters are too scared to fight me. They need $200 million to do it.
I got $200 million for you.
I'm fighting Jake.
Pussy.
Terence Crawford has now flipped his stance on Jake Paul's place in boxing. With Paul emerging as a potential replacement for Gervonta Davis, Crawford has openly stated that he'd take the fight if the terms make sense. This shift comes after years of dismissing Paul as unworthy of sharing a ring with seasoned pros. Crawford once viewed Paul as a sideshow, a YouTuber cashing in on fame while calling out fighters who sacrificed everything to climb the ranks. He saw Paul as someone blurring the line between sport and spectacle, draining meaning from a craft built on discipline and years of hardship. But the reality of a massive payday and the spotlight that comes with it has clearly opened a new lane in Crawford's thinking, reshaping what was once a hard no into a calculated possibility.
You can punch with that right hand. Like, I seen, up close in person. Like, dude is big. He's not as slow as people think he is, and he can punch. That's why a lot of people know, like, there was times where, him and Tyson was in the ring, and
But now
he's walked that all the way back. The tune has changed, and a measure of respect is beginning to surface. On Logan Paul's podcast, Crawford openly admitted he misjudged Jake. He said, "Yes, he's boxing." Crawford explained that in the beginning, he was strongly opposed, believing Jake and Logan were cashing in on their YouTube fame while lifelong fighters struggled to earn a fraction of that money. He felt it was disrespectful to the athletes who built the sport through years of sacrifice. Hearing Crawford acknowledge that shift is significant, especially coming from someone who once saw Jake Paul as a negative force in boxing.
Because check this out, Tank ain't gonna lose this fight. Hell no. Hell no. Tank ain't losing this fight. Too many holes. Man, Jake don't have enough experience. Yeah, man, it's gonna be taking candy from a baby. Jake is missing the rules. See, this is what happens when you don't grow up in the game. When you don't grow up in the game, man, at a young age, this is what happens,
Crawford says his change of heart came after actually watching Jake Paul train. What he saw wasn't an influencer pretending to be a fighter, but someone working with real professional discipline. Crawford explained, "After watching him and seeing the seriousness he's putting into the sport, I was like, this dude is getting better." Coming from Crawford, that isn't casual praise. He's undefeated, meticulous, and known for dissecting opponents with ruthless precision. So for him to admit Jake's progress signals a genuine shift. He's not calling Jake elite, but he's acknowledging that the effort is real, and the improvement undeniable.
Ryan Garcia fights for DAZN, and Jake Paul fights on Netflix. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. Golden Boy has a contract with DAZN. Ryan Garcia has a contract with Golden Boy. And that's just the way it is. I mean, this is business. Ryan Garcia's probably going to rant saying, "Oh, you're keeping me from making money and this and that and fighting." No. You have to go by the law, by the rules. You have a contract with DAZN.
Crawford saw the shift up close when he traveled to Puerto Rico and watched Jake Paul face Ryan Borland. Jake delivered a clean knockout, and Crawford, who was in town for a convention, studied him carefully. "At his last fight, I was sitting there thinking, this dude can really punch with his right hand," he said. Crawford isn't pretending Borland was a top-tier threat, but he acknowledges the reality. For Jake, these are necessary steps, the same kind of building blocks every developing fighter climbs.
The influencer world would be the most lucrative thing for my career, and I think I was the only one who actually wanted to do it, and actually wanted to go all the way. And that's why I set the goal for myself early to become a world champion, set the bar extremely high, and to just...
Crawford says he's come to realize that Jake Paul isn't trying to jump the line or act like he's ready for an Usyk or Canelo overnight. Jake is fighting opponents appropriate for his level and improving with each outing. Crawford pointed out that many critics demand Jake face someone like Usyk immediately, but that isn't how boxing works. You have to work your way up, he said. Seeing Jake live gave him more respect than he expected. That's a major shift from a man who once rolled his eyes at Jake's name. Now Crawford isn't just acknowledging his progress. He's open to the possibility of fighting him. And with Gervonta Davis potentially out, that option looks more realistic than ever.
Kidnapping, all sorts of crazy stuff, guys. If this is true, I just talk about just fumbling the bag. One of the biggest financial opportunities of his career, and he's about to ruin it. It's being reported that Jake's team is offering Ryan Garcia as a replacement for a December.
When Crawford first heard about Jake Paul facing Gervonta Davis, he called the matchup crazy, and he wasn't wrong. Jake is a full cruiserweight at around 200 pounds, while Tank competes at 135. That gap is enormous. But Jake didn't flinch. In a Netflix interview after being told about Crawford's comment, he agreed. "This fight is crazy," he said. "It's two of America's biggest names in boxing, and it's a 50-50 matchup because of his skill and experience. But my size is the equalizer, and that's what makes it exciting. Nobody knows how it plays out."
Footage. Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now. 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby Brian.
That was classic Jake. Confident, calculated, always selling the moment. But the real spark came when he was asked if he'd fight Terence Crawford. Jake didn't blink. "I would for sure fight Terence 100%. Let's run it." That answer caught everyone off guard. Crawford is 42-0, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet, arguably the most complete boxer of his era. But he's also getting older while Jake is young, physically imposing and improving. From a business perspective, the matchup makes perfect sense in both money and attention.
I'm gonna lie, you really got knocked out. Yeah, I really got knocked out. Watch the fight, you idiot. It's 12 rounds. Like, you're weird, bro. Bro didn't even knock me out or even throw punches. That's sad, bro. Just know, bro, I'm coming back. It's gonna be vicious. Like, you guys don't want to see that. You guys are weird trying to troll me over a fight I didn't even care about.
From a legacy angle, the idea is wild. And that's exactly why both men seem willing to entertain it. Jake even revealed that a Canelo fight was close to happening before the Mexican superstar backed away and signed with Saudi boxing chief Turki Al-Sheikh. "I think the Canelo fight is still massive," Jake said. "We're two of the biggest draws in boxing, and it would be an incredible challenge for me. But right now, I'm focused on November 14th and getting through Tank first."
He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. But as you can see here, he's working on his versatility. He's now working on fighting orthodox. He's naturally a southpaw. Now he's working on fighting orthodox.
With Tank potentially out, Crawford becomes the perfect replacement. Respected, skilled, and credible. Jake brings marketing power and mainstream attention. Together, they can draw massive audiences. Boxing shifts fast when timing and money align. And this matchup shows exactly how quickly dynamics can change in the sport.
Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah. I mean,
It's a huge size advantage, though.
it is, but I think Tank got the skills to make sure he come out on top.
Do you think that Jake has gone better?
Yeah, I think actually Jake got tremendously better from the time frame that he started till now. And in the right situation, I also could see him become a world champion.
A year ago, Crawford wouldn't even mention Jake Paul alongside boxing. Now he says, "If everything aligns, I'd take that fight." It's no longer about pride, it's business. Crawford has achieved it all. Undisputed titles in 2 weight classes, an undefeated record, and pound-for-pound respect. Few fights remain that excite fans or pay what he deserves. A bout with Jake Paul promises massive pay-per-view numbers. At this stage, it's not about proving anything. It's about capitalizing on his legacy while the opportunity and the moment is hot.
It's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight. Jake just too big. Tank ain't gonna be able to get in from that jab. Jake land one good punch on Tank.
Jake's approach is strategic too. Facing Crawford gives him legitimacy he can't earn from retired MMA fighters. Crawford is the real deal, and if Jake lasts or performs well, his standing in boxing could rise dramatically.
My only concern is, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake.
Anthony Joshua has weighed in as well, with 2 former UFC fighters, including Nate Diaz, considered as potential replacements for Gervonta Davis. The biggest shock was Joshua's name entering the conversation. After online speculation and banter, Eddie Hearn confirmed talks of a possible Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua bout. Joshua's response was straightforward and confident. Just let me know where and when.
Kidnapping, all sorts of crazy stuff, guys. If this is true, I just talk about just fumbling the bag. One of the biggest financial opportunities of his career, and he's about to ruin it. It's being reported that Jake's team is offering Ryan Garcia as a replacement for a...
That's classic Joshua. Straightforward, no theatrics, just pure readiness. It wasn't a negotiation or a social media tease. It was a clear message from one of boxing's top heavyweights. If the business checks out, I'm in. Eddie Hearn noted that while the matchup sounds exciting, making it happen isn't simple. Speaking to TV, he explained that many factors still need to align, particularly the complex business side, before a Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight could become a reality. The biggest hurdle is that Jake Paul is contracted with Netflix, while Joshua is tied to DAZN. With the 2 platforms as streaming rivals, the fight can't progress without a crossover deal. Without DAZN's consent or a satisfactory agreement, we wouldn't move forward, Hearn explained, making it clear that business logistics must align before the bout can become a reality.
Come out, put this fight in serious peril. So much so that reports have been saying that, hey, Jake Paul's team have already started contacting fighters about being a replacement, whether it be for this November 14th date or maybe a date in December. And the 5 names they already contacted are some of the biggest names in the sport.
Here's where it gets real. Hearn revealed he's already spoken with Jake Paul's manager, Nikki Sabedarian. This isn't fantasy matchmaking. Serious talks are underway. Hearn confirmed that Joshua has been informed and responded instantly with his trademark confidence. Just let me know where and when, making it clear he's ready if the deal works.
Marketing genius, but when it comes to people that pay me with fights, I can't get my head around it. If Tank hits him clean, he's going to sleep. With a lot of smoke blowing up his backside by his coaching team and people like that, but when he gets hit with real 10-ounce, well, I'm told it's 16-ounce gloves, not like an exhibition. Right. I'm told it's big gloves and head guards.
Tank is a natural lightweight, while Jake walks around close to 200 pounds. It promised to be a spectacle, maybe not the most logical matchup, but one that had fans buzzing non-stop. With the Davis fight now uncertain, Jake's team is already exploring options for a headline-worthy replacement. Jake didn't hold back, speaking to Sky Sports and confirming that discussions with Anthony Joshua are real. 100% it can happen, he said. Our teams are already talking and working to try and make it happen next year, signaling that the blockbuster matchup could move from speculation to reality.
Situation, you guys can look into it. I didn't, you know me, I don't really speak about stuff outside the ring, but now I have to since it affects the ring. Okay, what happens in the ring? The fight may be canceled. It's a civil suit. From my understanding, and I don't want to, confuse you guys or misinform you guys. I didn't look into it much.
True to form, Jake didn't hold back. He said, "It would be fun to take on Anthony Joshua after this fight. Take a massive risk, a massive challenge, and go into a fight where no one thinks I'd have even the slightest chance of winning. That excites me. That's vintage Paul, chasing the impossible while selling it with a straight face. He knows exactly what he's doing. A fight with Joshua would instantly become one of the biggest boxing events of the decade. Competitively, it's wild. Joshua stands 6 feet 6 inches, 250 pounds, Olympic gold medalist, 2-time unified heavyweight champion. Jake, for all his growth, is still a cruiserweight level fighter with fewer than 10 pro bouts. Fearless in pursuit of monumental moments, he keeps audiences glued to the screen.
It's early. Less than 2 weeks, no fighter is going to take that. There will be no fight if it isn't Tank Davis on November 14th. As this moment, there has been no cancellation, but it seemingly is in the direction of Tank Davis not fighting Jake Paul on the 14th. So no fighter, legitimate fighter, is going to step in on 2 weeks' notice, even if...
Not everyone is impressed, though. Former UFC champion Michael Bisping shared his blunt thoughts on Jake Paul's next move, speaking on his YouTube channel. He showed no sympathy as Jake scrambles to find a replacement for Gervonta Davis. Bisping echoed what many in the fight world have been thinking. The Paul versus Davis matchup drew attention mainly out of curiosity. Fans were intrigued to see how Tank's skill would match up against Jake's size advantage. Without that particular fight, Bisping argued, the hype and excitement surrounding Jake's next bout simply isn't the same.
Retort would be there's such a big weight discrepancy there, right? That's what some people...
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Tank probably sparred like heavyweights or light heavyweights and things like that.
Damn,
so
really?
It's probably nothing that he never seen before. I'm pretty sure Jake never fought nobody that little.
No, it's good.
So
that's the fascinating part about it.
I feel like it's more so harder for Jake to fight a smaller guy like that.
Bisping also highlighted a long-standing gripe among traditional fight fans: Jake's choice of opponents. Every time he fights, questions of legitimacy arise. Beating retired MMA fighters, aging boxers, or past their prime names. It's entertainment, not elite competition. While Bisping acknowledged Jake's improvement, he remained skeptical that Paul would ever face someone genuinely dangerous, like Francis Ngannou.
Paul versus Tank Davis November the 14th fight is off. The Jake Paul team have now reached out to Anthony Joshua, Floyd Mayweather, Ryan Garcia and Edgar Berlanga to replace Tank Davis, who is being sued for assault on his ex-girlfriend.
Bisping explained it in his usual blunt style, saying that going up against Francis Ngannou, a man who pushed Tyson Fury to the limit and even dropped him, and who, according to many, was lucky not to win the decision, would be too much for Jake Paul. There's no way Jake Paul fights him. If he does, I'll be the first to admit I was wrong, Bisping added, emphasizing just how unrealistic he sees such a matchup for Paul.